And welcome into the 1-800-CALL-SAME studios here on the campus of Lawrence Tech University. It's time for another edition of Hockey Time presented by our friends at Alta. He's Mike Ivesil. I'm Sean Belegian. Mike, we made it. Another great weekend up in Traverse City. Extended for a day for our crew because of that unbelievable snow that started falling Saturday afternoon and refused to stop snowing, but everybody got back safely, and another great weekend for high school hockey.
Yeah, you had 14 ranked teams there, 13 two-goal games. The average deficit was only three goals a game. It was a great weekend.
It really was, and of course, we had 4 games for you here on the State Champs Network and Local 4 Plus. We love doing Game Time Live. More on that in a minute because we got a big one coming up this week as well. But Mike, it started for us late Friday afternoon. We had a dandy for our first broadcast.
Yeah, we had Jeffers and Bay reps. Jeffers came out ahead 6-1, and it was the secondary scoring for Jeffers that led the way. Easton Therian, 5 points. Max Nordstrom, 4 points. Those kids really played hard. Let's not forget about Kason Hellman and making all the saves that he needed to. The Bay reps, though, you got to watch out for these guys in the playoffs. With Tyler Boynton Fisher in net and the way they play defense, they're going to be a problem.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see where they can take things. Of course, the nightcap Friday night, Mike, that was a good one as well.
Yeah, Forest Hills 6, Traverse City Central 1. For Forest Hills, Benny Milak was out there flying around, our Player of the Year award nominee, but it was Grady Fisher's 5 points that led the way. For Traverse City Central, Carter Schlegel made 36 saves, kept them in there all night. But let's keep an eye on Xander Folgman, a highly skilled forward that really caught our eye.
Really looking forward to seeing what that young man can do as he continues to progress right in front of our eyes. We were back at it Saturday afternoon. Hey, I don't need to tell you this. Flint Powers has been a machine for a while now. Travis Perry has done such a great job up there. Finally broke through a couple years ago, won another championship. And Mike, simply put, they are the team to beat once again in Division II.
Yeah, a really impressive 8-0 win. It was a complete team effort. Aiden Cook, Owen Perry, they were stars. They stood out. But it was Parker Bendel that caught my eye with his 200-foot game. And let's not forget Hunter Clark shutout. For Escanaba, we saw what everyone's excited about with Nolan Bink. That kid's got the skills to dominate offense and defense.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Keep an eye on the Eskimos. I think they could make things very, very interesting up there in the Upper Peninsula. Our nightcap, Mike, again, a blast to see all the Traverse City teams, no doubt about that. But we had a real good one to finish things off on Saturday night.
Yeah, it was a thriller, a real close game all the way to the end. Byron Center ended up winning 3-1. Their top line of Goheen, Dolce, and Kaminga spent probably 90% of the night in the offensive zone, but it was Gordy Young on defense that really caught our eye. Oh yeah, Quinn Saul let us know why we put him on the list too. But for Traverse City West, they've got a goaltender. Luke Mosley's going to give that team a chance to win every night.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Drew Charland, tremendous on the blue line as well. I think we all knew that if you've watched Traverse City West. But, Mike, I'll echo your sentiments. I mean, one of the coolest things about doing a tournament like this is we're all getting ready to do our broadcast, right? And Chuck, our taskmaster, says, "Come on, boys, I want you to cut this open right now." And then as soon as we're done, we can run to 2 different rinks to watch some of the action out there. It was great to see some teams that I hadn't had a real good look at. Shout out to Ike. You know, we had a chance to talk to their coach for a few minutes. It was great to watch Ike. And Mike, just another fantastic weekend for high school hockey.
Yeah, when you can get these events like this, you say it all the time, Sean, we need more showcases. You get all those hockey minds in one place, and as we're shuffling from rink to rink, you talk to this coach, you talk to that coach, and the hockey knowledge that's coming in, and the teams they're talking about, and typical high school hockey, talking about other programs and other coaches. But again, I'll echo what you said. The one team everyone was talking about was Eisenhower.
No doubt about that. Hey, another showcase was going on this weekend. We always love to give the girls a shout out and the coaches as well. I mean, people pouring their hearts and souls into this. Mike, we were up in Traverse City, but we did have a couple cameras out there to watch the girls showcase. Mike, I say it every year, it keeps going like this in the great state of Michigan. Not only do you have some great people that are putting in the time to make this something bigger each and every year, but you know what? A lot of young athletes are finding out, hey, there's a place for me to go, represent my school, whatever the case may be, and play some good hockey.
Yeah, you know my daughter played hockey, so I have an appreciation for the girls' game. And I went out last year to the Mercy Regina game. Triple overtime thriller. What a game. And I watched this forward, number 9, Sophia Ahmet. But that's not the story about how hard she worked, Sean. About a week later, I was at USA Arena, and who walks in? Sophia Ahmet. She's supporting the boys' game. This year, what I'd like to see when I'm out at the girls' playoff games is some of the boys out there supporting this great game, girls hockey.
Absolutely. I'll echo those sentiments. So props. Continue doing what you're doing as you continue to build this game, and the product is getting bigger each and every year. What would a hockey time be without the contributions of Johnny Kidd? Here he comes with another edition of the Coach's Corner.
It's time now for our Coach's Corner, brought to you by our friends at the Michigan High School Hockey Coaches Association. I am joined today by the head coach at Liggett, Colin Smith. Colin, welcome to Hockey Time.
Thank you for having me.
So you guys are 5th in our top 20 rankings. Just talk a little bit about you guys this year.
Great group. The strongest part of our team is our locker room, led by a ton of seniors who have been here for, I want to say we have 6 or 7 that have been on varsity for 3 years or more, some 4. It's the chemistry in the locker room. They all know how things run around here, and we throw a lot at them. Systems, expectations, adjustments, and they figure it out fast and they execute fast, and that's been a huge part of our team this year.
You took over the team 5 years ago. What's been your vision for this program?
Obviously, we all want to win, say we want a state championship, and that is the goal, and we're getting closer and closer every year. But honestly, it's developing good kids, good hockey players that turn into great human beings, and a lot of the integrity in the locker room, the character of the kids is a testament to our success, and it's been that way since I've been here.
You guys play in the tough Metro, but you seem like you guys play tough non-conference to prepare yourself for the playoff run.
That was a team decision this year. Me and a couple of our seniors sat down and talked about the schedule we wanted, and playing, Catholic Central, De La Salle, Flint Powers, those were all teams that we wanted to compete with to get us ready for February. Our record's great, but it doesn't really matter in February if we're not ready, and that was the goal behind the schedule this season.
And I always ask every coach this on the Coach's Corner, what do you love about coaching high school hockey?
Hands down, the camaraderie. I've been fortunate to coach travel, AAA, but there's nothing like being around your teammates all day in school, the community, and the support we get from our community is awesome, and I think it's a testament to our boys. They want the community to be proud of what we're doing, and they're doing a good job.
Thank you very much, Coach, for joining us here on the Coach's Corner.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so that was our Coach's Corner, brought to you by our friends at the Michigan High School Hockey Coaches Association.
Well, thank you very much, John. And, a couple years ago, the great folks with the MIHL Showcase, Chad Clements and the Trenton crowd, and the MIHL guys said, you know what, state champs, why don't you reveal our schedule for the showcase? So we are honored once again to show you the 2026 showcase schedule. It is the granddaddy of them all. This is the best showcase of the year. Make no mistake about that. And without further ado, look at my guy Chuck, putting that graphic on the screen right now. Mike, it starts Thursday. Some games of interest. We'd love to sit here and talk about all of them, folks, but Liggett and Clarkston really jumps out to me. How about Mattawan and Ike? That's one. And Coach Rajeski and Forest Hill Central. Great action all Thursday night to get this started.
Yeah, to follow up on those games, Sean, number 5 Liggett, got to get some eyes on them. Nick Gould has been having a heck of a year. I want to see him. St. Clair Shores, a hot team in the East, playing probably the hottest team in the West, Forest Hill Central. And I really am interested in this Eisenhower team. They're all talking about offense. Well, Gavin Weech is a goaltender in Mattawan that's going to have something to say about that.
I love catching up with my buddies from the UP. I joke about it all the time. I wish I could snap my fingers and transport myself to go see games in the UP, and I'd take him as well because I know he wants to go. How about this, Mike, Friday afternoon? Houghton and Matawan at 13:50, like how they put the military time in there. 13:50. So if I'm doing the math, that's 150. Then Cranbrook at Escanaba coming up after that one. Then Catholic Central and Calumet. That's all on the Feldman Arena. I'm really, really intrigued at Alpena and De La Salle. Heartland and St. Ignatius. Howell and St. Francis. Gabriel Richard and Marquette. Unbelievable action on all three rinks on Friday.
Yeah, I want to get my eyes on Houghton, Sean. We've been talking about them for a while, saying they're poking their head above everybody else, saying, hey, we're the team to beat in the UP. Cranbrook, I don't know if there's been a hotter team. They've really been playing well all year. I want to see them and Blake Tice, a Wall Award nominee there. Number 3, Heartland's playing on the Tiefer rink. Howell, the number 1 team. So many games, and they just love to pack that Feldman Arena on Friday night for all those games. And I have a feeling there's going to be someone else there.
You know what we have to figure out? We haven't even figured it out yet. I know we're going to be there doing games, but with the plethora of fantastic matchups, we legitimately, as we sit here today, we don't know which games we're going to do yet. But Byron Center and Trenton jumps out to me. Northville and Gabriel Richard jumps out to me. How about Mike? Brighton and Cap City. Kurt Cavisto and Joe Ford knocking heads. Marquette, Granville, Cranbrook, Heartland. Unbelievable matchups on Saturday as well.
Yeah, I had that Marquette-Granville game marked down just because of the goalies in there. Parker, Nevenhoven, and how about Karras for Granville? What a weekend he had up in Traverse City. My note says, count how many hits are in this game. Those are 2 hard-working teams. And then 2 teams you've already talked about in this showcase, Liggett and Houghton facing off. That's going to be a big one Saturday.
Really intrigued to see Northville, Gabriel Richard. That's one for me. I'm intrigued to see that 2 coaches that, just keep going like this. So just a reminder, there are all the games. We'd love to see you down there. We are going to be down there all day on Friday. We'll do a few broadcasts on Friday, no doubt about that, here on the State Champs Network and Local 4 Plus. Now, we can't get too far ahead of ourselves. While we're trying to figure out what games we're going to do that Friday, Mike, what I can do in the interim is tell you there is another edition of Game Time Live coming up, and it's coming up in just a couple of days. What a dandy it should be, Mike. Marquette making the trek down from beautiful Marquette to Heartland. How about Dougie Garrell taking on the newcomer, Brownie and Heartland?
Yeah, starting with Marquette, man. They have knocked on our door to get in that top 20 all year, and they just got louder with their knocks with 2 wins in Traverse City. I do worry a little bit about the travel that Marquette does all year. It tends to wear on them, but I know Doug Garrell's going to have this team playing hard. Keep an eye on that Wall Award nominee, Parker Nevenhoven. For Heartland, Sean, Coach Brown came and talked to me, and guess what he said? The band is going to be in the house for our broadcast. Just an electric atmosphere. Keep your eye on Braden Stevens, their leading scorer. He's gotten stronger and stronger as the year gone along. And hey, Heartland's got their own Wall Award nominee in Vinny Sabala. This is going to be an excellent goalie matchup.
Can't wait for this one. One of those electric atmospheres as well. Always love going out to Heartland. What a knowledgeable, fired up fan base. So we look forward to seeing you out there, and hopefully you'll join us on Friday night. Another edition of Game Time Live. That's right. There's the info. You've got Heartland hosting Marquette. All right, one more order of business before we get out of here. We're going to keep things the same right now for our 1-800-CALL-SAM Player of the Year and our Wall Award as well. Now, Chuck's going to put that up on the screen. That doesn't mean that there aren't conversations going on right now. And this is where I'm going to test if you've been paying attention. We mentioned a few names. He mentioned a few names that are doing this right now. They're knocking really hard. So, Mike, I have a feeling this time next week there are going to be some more changes to our list. But there it is right now. The Sam Bernstein 1-800-CALL-SAM Player of the Year list and Wall Award list. You can be a part of it. Go to our website. I say it each and every week. Your vote counts. If your guy is the online winner, they automatically go to our Final Four. The other 3 are chosen by our committee. I get it all the time. We were talking about it last week, and somebody asked me a question. So we try to do this every show. We have a committee of coaches around the state that help us put together this list, maintain this list, and most importantly, at the end of the year, pick those 3 guys besides the online winner. So right now, Mike, things are up in the air.
Yeah, but the great thing about this, we always talk about this list and how it represents the entire state of Michigan. But like you said, if you want a little bit of hint of what might be to come, go watch some of our broadcasts or maybe rewind this show today and see some of the names that are knocking on our door.
I would highly recommend re-watching, especially some of the things that he said, because he planted, what do the kids call it, Easter eggs? He planted a few Easter eggs, and there's some names that I think you're going to be seeing on this list sooner rather than later. Unless, Mike, some of the guys on the list can hold serve and say, hey, I haven't done anything to lose my spot, and that's the beautiful thing about it.
We saw some of that. Some of these players, like let's say Benny MIHL got out to a slow start this year. We saw this weekend what he can do. Don't sleep on anybody. The guys that we have, they've got time to keep it going, but there are some guys coming up the back.
All right, that's going to do it for another edition of Hockey Time. Many thanks to Chuck and Mike, and most importantly, you. Don't forget Game Time Live this Friday. Marquette travels to take on Heartland. We'll have it for you. And besides that, well, you know the routine. We'll see you at the rink.
State Champs Hockey Time is presented by Alta Equipment Company. Also brought to you by Lawrence Technological University. 1-800-CALL-SAM. The MHSAA and the Michigan High School Hockey Coaches Association.